Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
My bite's not close to my bark, buddy. And slid down so we can see a red suitcase right here for law enforcement. And if they're watching and you guys would like to come back here. Of her being out here. So this is what we're doing today. We will see you guys back here real soon.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, oh, that felt so good. I'm waking up. If you guys are going to have to deal with me today, you're dealing with me coming out here, bedhead and all. If you guys didn't see, I was up very late last night because I promised you I would come live. The day got away from me. I was up until after 11 on the live. I still had to get a shower. I didn't go to bed until like 1:30 this morning, and I woke up at like 2:30. And then I woke up again at like 6:30, right? So I'm one exhausted mama today. I'm one exhausted mama. So if you guys are getting a morning show, you're just going to have to take me as I am, okay? Take me as I am this morning. I got a hot cup of coffee. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, right? So we got a show, right? We got a show. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty S show, okay? At least today. So we've got a lot of weird investigations going on right now in two major high-profile cases. You know, we got the Brian Kohberger and their key witness under investigation. We covered some of that yesterday. And the day before, we were covering Alec Murdaugh and, you know, his request for a new trial, motion for a new trial, blaming the clerk of tampering with the jury. Some serious allegations coming from Camp Murdaugh. So it's like we are just sitting here thinking, okay, what is going on with all these investigations? We got two major investigations and two very much high-profile cases that we happen to be covering right now. So what in the world's going on? We're going to get into all of that this morning. We're going to be discussing really just that. And I'm going to open the phone lines up to the audience. So if you guys have something to say about this case, that case, there's also another case I haven't had time to really dive into just yet. I've been so busy. But it's another case that has come to us by request. I was waiting for some information. I've got some information. So we'll be coming up to, probably tomorrow. We'll be running a new case. It's just to bring awareness to it. We're not going to really, I don't know if we're going to dive a whole lot into it. We're going to see where it goes. Just, you know, Layla Santinello, we were just diving into that to see where it goes, to see if we could help. We were able to help, you know, so we'll see what we can do with this other case. But I've just been, and I'm really sorry, the person that watches me knows who I'm talking about. I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you. I did get your follow-up email as well. So I will be looking at that today and seeing what I can do to help and hopefully get at least a video out to, you know, bring awareness to another case. So before we get started, I want to just say good morning to everybody. It's been a little minute since we had a morning show, right? It's at least, it feels like a year, right? It feels like a year. And I wanted to come here. I for whatever reason, I'm just, the 6:30 is just not working for me right now. It just isn't. I am so incredibly busy. I wasn't intending to be this busy. And I'm going to be working on my birthday. You know, usually I take off and go somewhere on my birthday. Well, I'm going somewhere on my birthday, but I'm working. So we will be coming live with you guys on my birthday, working. So anyways, Mama Llama, it's nice to see you. Unicorn, Indiana, love that. Who else do we have up in the house? Guidance is awake this wonderful Thursday. I would say wonderful Wednesday morning because remember, I worked like 17 or 18 hours yesterday. I forgot Wednesday even came and went because I was so busy, right? So happy Thursday. Like the prelude to the TGIF, right? It's almost Friday. We're just not there yet. MJ, good morning. It's nice to see you. Mike Stevens is in the house with the llama. What's shaking bacon? Nice to see you. Against crotch recording. We can all say we are definitely against crotch recording. But, you know, while we're talking about crotches, oh, hit the wrong one. Did I get the right one? Yeah. Good morning. Talking about crotches, we've got a few other entries in. I've got to make sure I got all the entries so far. We're just going to put them all up. I'm going to go ahead and label them and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to get the numbers on them and get them in a file folder so we don't forget and I don't get distracted. Because remember, it's just me back here, right? We got some great mods that do great things and help me quite a bit. But some of the stuff that I have to do by myself, right? So good morning. Good morning. It's nice to see you. So get your crotchgate or flygate thumbnails in. Oh, and then, of course, we have some Y bags out there. So Y bags. We're going to call them Y bags out there saying, oh, my God, this is so unprofessional of you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Apparently, you don't know what the Bullhorn Betty channel is all about. And occasionally, when we hear ridiculous comments from, say, defense counsel about how they want to throw people like me out of the courtroom that's public and open over what they perceive as crotch shots, yeah, we're going to go to town on that, babe. If that offends somebody, oh, well, be offended. I don't know what to tell you. I'm having fun with it. If you don't like it, maybe this segment of the Brian Koberger you shouldn't be watching on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Remember, we can agree on the collective vision, right? The helping the family. We don't have to agree on everything. So if you don't agree with this, don't agree with it. But we're still rolling through it with it, period. We're rolling through with it. That's just how we're going to deal with it because I think it's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. It was the funniest argument I have ever heard in my life. And yeah, we're going to make a heyday with it. And somebody's getting a free shirt at the end of it. So somebody's going to be happy, right? And we're going to get a whole bunch of laughs. So if you haven't gotten your crotchgate or your flygate thumbnail in, get it in if you would like to have a Bullhorn Betty shirt. And hey, so haters, you know what? You're getting a free Bullhorn Betty shirt. You can take it and torch it. Like you can make some real content out of this. Instead of stealing somebody else's, maybe make some of your own. Turn your own thumbnail in. You never know. You might be the winner of the Bullhorn Betty channel shirt. And when you do, you can burn it on live TV. And curse to Betty. Curse to Betty. Right? Get your funny thumbnails in, folks. MJ, it's nice to see you. Mike, I think I already said hi to you guys. Just getting through. Allegedly with Brittany, it's nice to see you. Fan channel by Foxy. Well, good morning. We are officially on Crotch Watch. Crotchgate 2023. Come on, guys. That stuff's funny, right? You can't make some of this stuff up. I mean, we do real life here, right? We're watching these people's lives, right? And the stuff that we watch is very, very sad. And we are just blessed that we are being able to watch this far away and it doesn't really, I mean, we get emotionally involved, let's be honest, but it's the pain, the real pain and the loss of life and everything doesn't really affect us like it affects their families, and we don't ever want to see anybody in pain. But the stuff we cover is just, it's never good. It's never good. So when we have an opportunity to actually have fun with some of the stuff that we can, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Katrina. It's nice to see you ladies here this morning. Net L, Southern Grammy Wolf is up in the house with Kayla, Courtney, and Zero Fox Given. I love it. Maybe that's what I need to start saying. Fox you. Oh Lord, you guys crack me up. I gotta tell you, I love this channel. I do. I absolutely love this channel. You guys really rock my world. I mean, you really do. Ruby, it's nice to see you. Gigi for life. Casper, good morning. It's nice to see you as well. Deb Vlogs, good morning. Callie K, good morning. Sec 2, number 1, it's nice to see you. Hindsight 2020, good morning. Eyes are watering because when I start cracking up, this is Bullhorn Betty. You guys want to know what I look like when I wake up? I mean, I did brush my hair this morning, but I didn't do my hair. Like I took a shower so late last night. This is the real Bullhorn Betty. Okay, this is as raw Bullhorn Betty as you are going to ever get here. Even sometimes I put a little, concealer. Even when I go bedhead, I put a little concealer under here, maybe a little bit of eyeliner, except when you guys see me when I do my wake up, my bedhead photos. Those are authentic. So you've seen my face like this, but I don't ever have a live broadcast without at least some concealer and just a tad bit of eyeliner. Just to get the little pop in the eyes, right? Now, you guys got Raw Betty today, right? Raw Betty today. We're still going to have fun with it. We're still going to have fun with it, right? Be yourself. Enjoy being yourself. You know what? And quite frankly, look, guys, if I can come out here and show my face on YouTube to hundreds and thousands of people, right? And in the case of TikTok, millions of people, right? If I can do that, I've always had a problem with my face. I shouldn't say always. Ever since I started my scars, like my scars were so much worse years ago. They're lightened up. I think this is like the most noticeable now. There's one like, I don't know, there's a scar somewhere. And you can see some of the scars down my face, right? So I've always been, I hated ever since I got the scars and stuff like that. I just hated it. But you know what? You got to learn to be comfortable in your own skin. You know what? I did the best I could. I did all the products you can do, outside of surgery, which I can do surgery. That is an option. But over the years, it's lightened up so much, it's one of those things, you got to be comfortable in your own skin. You can look at everything in your life, and just beat yourself up day in and day out and constantly worry about what to wear, how to look, put your hair up, put this on, put that on. It gets exhausting. Are you doing that for yourself or are you doing that for other people? When I get dressed and I put makeup on and I do my hair, I do that for me. Hopefully somebody appreciates that. But if they don't, I do. Right? And today, guess what? I'm appreciating being freaking raw. So love it, live it. I don't know to say. Empower yourself to love you, right? Empower yourself to love you. That's what we believe in over here. We don't care what your background is, where you come from. What we expect is just be yourself, be your authentic self. If we don't like you and you don't like us, it is what it is, right? Go our separate ways. Find some place that you feel you fit. But at the end of the day, we like authentic around here. We like authentic. We like original. We're not a PC culture. I don't strive to be a PC culture. I don't strive to worry about other people's feelings. I strive to do me, right? I strive to do me and to help the best I can. That's what I strive to do. And if people are support of that, God bless you. God bless you. If you don't, God bless you, right? God bless you. So let's get on with some of the things. I'm going to be reading this language of letting go. I feel like we get away from it. And for whatever reason, every time I get away from the language of letting go, I start feeling funky, funky. So TL is me. Mama, I have to say hi to Mama Llama. Let me see who else is in the house. So we'll go ahead and get on with this. Mark M, it's nice to see you. I see some laughy things. I don't know if you're laughing at me, laughing at my bedhead, or laughing at the wrong commentary. I don't know. That's okay. We'll take the laughs. We'll enjoy it. God bless you. God bless you. Oh, Stephanie, it's nice to see you in the house today. Good morning. Jack's Drama is in the house. Drum roll, please. Mermaid, good morning. The paw manhunt is still happening. 1 week today. He escaped. Prayers are needed. Also for the hurt canine. Yeah, I heard that there was a canine that got heat exhaustion and was still in. But yes, there is an escaped convict out there. There's some weird stuff because I see a lot of people speculating on how he actually got out of prison, because he got out where there was no cameras. He kind of had it's a little the stuff behind why he's out is a little bizarre for me. I can understand why there's an internal investigation, like who is sleeping, who is sleeping on their job. That's kind of what I'm thinking about right now, or who turned their back the other way. I don't know any law enforcement officer that's willing to get themselves in, even those people in happened? My internet just went down. I had to change to the hotspot on my cell phone, which was really weird. And it's not really coming in that good. It's saying it is now. I'm going to try to switch back to my normal hotspot and see if it was just a glitch in the system. But that was weird. I have, so I'm going to try. Right now I'm on my hotspot on my cell phone, which is working, believe it or not. But I don't want to rely on that because it will go down again. So give me just a moment. But everybody, Steffers, I see you in the house. Everybody else, good morning. I'm just going to start moving on with our language of letting go and getting right into the show. Give me just a second. Let me check this other connection. If I can't get back on here, just sit tight with me, and then I'll just run on my cell phone hotspot. All right, so that explains it. My box is showing, it's not showing red. Oh, it is showing red now. This is the second time it did this. Let me go, I'm going to have to reset my equipment, guys. Just sit with me. I just don't want to run off my cell phone. It never works well when I run off my cell phone, so just sit with me. It's just really weird because we had a situation like this happen yesterday while Olivia was here. We were working, and then boom, our internet just goes down right in the middle of what we were working on. So I reset the box. No big deal. Never happened before. Well, now that it happened a second day in a row, it just has me a little concerned, is all. It's not coming back on, so it must be an external issue. I'll have to call Verizon or Fios whenever we're out of here. All right, well, we're just going to get on to the language of letting go. This is a long-winded message for today. Work with me here. I got new glasses, so hopefully I'm going to be able to read well, right? So I'm getting blinder as I'm getting older, so it's one of those things. You guys will just get old together. So September, and it kind of dovetails into what we were talking about today, the whole raw Betty, learning to love yourself and be in your own skin. And it says appreciate who you are. Who are you, right? And who are you, and appreciate who you are. Scott was 69 when he took up skydiving for the second time in his life. He had jumped in the British military in World War II when the opportunity arose to make a demonstration jump into one of the old military bases. He came to California to learn how to skydive. His body was old and stiff, but his heart was filled with youth and fun. As he worked his way slowly through the levels, repeating many of the jumps until he got the skill dialed in, each jump took a little more out of his body. Despite his resolve, the training was more than he could handle, and he had to stop short of his goal. As he left, he vowed to begin strength training exercises and to return later to complete his training. I'll be there. It'll just take longer than I thought, he said. At the same time Scott started training, Tim started skydive training too. Tim had never jumped before. Though he had been skiing, mountain biking, sailing, Tim was terrified. He was fearful that he would fail, afraid he wouldn't respond well in an emergency, afraid that he would forget how to land, afraid to get out of the plane nearly 2 miles above Earth. Scott talked to Tim. Tim laughed at him and laughed with him. And Tim kept getting back on the plane and passing his levels. He graduated. I would have quit after the first jump, Tim said, but if Scott can do it, so can I. I'm glad he was here. He gave me the faith to do something I believed was impossible. We are each to walk our own path regardless of the fears and the desires of those around us. Maybe you are like Scott, trying something new. something that might be a little beyond you. Great. Maybe you'll succeed. Maybe you'll fail. Only you can decide what you'll do with the results. Scott could have taken his setbacks bitterly and dragged Tim down with him. Instead, he built Tim up, enabling Tim to achieve something that he might not have done on his own. Maybe you're like Tim, wanting to grow, but afraid of what you might lose in trying. Follow your heart, and you can find a mentor to help you on your way. Thank that person for lifting you up. Keep walking the path. Some paths may lead to fame and recognition, other paths to quiet support of fellow travelers. Walk your own path, learn your own lessons. God, thank you for my life. So again, I think we all need to realize our strengths and weaknesses. We're all infallible, but we all have our own path and our own growth process. So, you're going to have to learn to be comfortable being you. Don't worry about what other people say or do. Think about it. If we allowed a small group of intimidators to affect the work we did, look at the people we would not have been able to help otherwise. And whether their opinion is we help or not, we know we do. We don't have to have their acceptance. We do what's right because it's the right thing to do. And we don't ask permission to do the right thing in this world. And that comes from confidence and being comfortable in our own skin. It really does. So I hope you guys do too. Be a raw Betty. Be a raw Betty, right? Be a raw Betty. Remember, we were just talking yesterday about judging people on their looks. Now, if people are going to judge me, by all means, now would be a great time to do that, right? If you want to pick on me, now would be the great time to do that, right? Raw Betty, raw Betty. Oh, I love this job. Let me check on my internet. Still out. What the F? What the fox, right? What the fox? Oh, Hellcat. Hugs, love. Hugs, love. It's nice to see you. Arctic Timber Wolf, good morning. Good morning. And now I got to put the screen share back up because obviously, there we go. Put it in here. So this is kind of what we were covering yesterday. For those that are just coming in and have no idea what we were doing or what this is all about, yesterday I had a live really late in the evening because I was meaning to come here after I had an interview I was trying to do. It went okay. It didn't go well. It went okay. It was just like technology issues and stuff like that. But I plan on speaking to this person again. I'm going to be scheduling that in the near future real soon and and finishing that interview up. But either way, I've got where was I going with it? So and then I had the dental appointment and my teeth hurt. I had a real bad headache after I left the dentist. So I know that they must have hit a nerve or something. I couldn't feel it. I didn't have pain in my mouth. I don't have pain in my mouth. The headache's gone as well. But I was just, when I came back from the dentist, it wasn't good. So I took some ibuprofen. I didn't really lay down. I worked as much as I could work, but I just wasn't, I couldn't concentrate like I need to concentrate to run a live. A lot of things happen. So I waited until that subsided, and then I saw that a few people were live, and so it drug out. I finally just said, well, I've just got to go live. I'm going to go live today. So I just bit the bullet, and we went live, I think like around 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30. I can't even remember. And we were on here for 2 hours, I think maybe slightly over 2 hours. Nothing worse than tooth pain. Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't have any tooth pain. I went in for a regular dental checkup. I have no, I'm not having any sensitivity or anything like that. I was blissfully unaware that I had, cavities. I had a couple of them. And this one back here, I think they may have done. I think they may have done 3 because I think it was like 2 of them together. I guess it was right in. I don't know. To be honest with you, I think it was 3 teeth. But it was the one in the very back has already had a lot of work. I mean, it's one that I've had problems with since I was a child, and it was always really a deep pitted tooth. So as a child, they had to put resin on it because it was getting cavities in it because of the deep pockets in it. I'm assuming some of that resin has come out. I've had a filling put in there. Golly, I want to say in my 20s, maybe. And so it's been fine. I haven't had any problems. Well, they did the X-ray and they said that the old filling needs to come out, and I've got a cavity in there, and they need to put a new one. Well, that tooth is almost just about hollowed out. I mean, there's not a whole lot of tooth left. It's the outside of it. I mean, it's damn near short of a root canal. I just haven't had the root canal. And so they're just packing it with stuff. Well, he took that out, and I know that tooth was bad. So it was up at the very top here, and then the very, very back tooth. So I think he hit my nerve. But by the time I came home, I didn't have any pain in my mouth, but my head was just throbbing. It was like you could tell that they hit something in there that they shouldn't have hit. That was probably unavoidable of them hitting. That's probably why they numb you up. But the pain's gone, the headache's gone. I feel better, but I ended up coming live once everything subsided. So it was a long day yesterday. I worked literally from about 5:30 in the morning until about, I think I got in the shower to get ready for bed at midnight. So I didn't go to sleep until almost 1:30 this morning. And I was up. I woke up at 2:30 and woke up at 6:30. And that's all she wrote, folks. Jesus loves me. Good morning. Jesus loves me too. All right. So getting on with this investigation, this whole FBI investigating witnesses for Bryan Kohberger. I have to think that the majority of my channel that's here in the mornings probably not up or watching me at 11 o'clock at night. Maybe you were, maybe you're not. I don't know. But for those that haven't, that weren't able to watch me last night and didn't get the replay on this was what we were discussing. This whole FBI investigates key witness for Bryan Kohberger's defense. And so we ended up, this is related to Gabrielle Vargas, I think is her name, Vargas? Yes, Vargas. Gabrielle Vargas. And she was an expert for the defense related to the testimony given on the investigative genetic genealogy testing. Her testimony prompted an FBI investigation into her. And while we read this article, and it basically says, this is not uncommon. This was the state attorneys basically saying to the media that this is not, and I shouldn't say the state attorney, because it really wasn't the state attorney that made these comments. It was actually, I think, an FBI correspondent or a retired FBI agent that's not associated with the case that was kind of giving you, how like when you're watching a football game, you got the guy, telling you what plays were made. So you've got a person like that, a commentator, right, telling you what's going on. So this lady, long story short is Gabrielle Vargas ended up, I think she might have perjured herself a little bit, slightly. And I think it prompted this FBI investigation. But, this commentary person basically says that, this is not uncommon in these types of things where the FBI or investigators go back around and investigate witnesses. So this lady has just been associated with this case. So she was under the radar. Nobody was looking at this Gabriela Vargas because, she just became involved in August 2023, according to her own affidavit. In the affidavit that she signed under oath, that she signed under penalty of perjury, that everything is true and correct, under penalty of perjury. And one of the things in there, and this is not one of the thick, like, Bicca Barlow affidavits. This is like a 2-pager that just basically says that this lady, that she's worked for lawyers, she's worked for this, she's worked for that. Basically, this whole affidavit was saying that this lady's basically self-taught. She has no real credentialing. She has she has experience, but her experience isn't even that of an expert. She literally has less than 5 years of experience in this field. So you've got a lady that doesn't exude professionalism, and people were very upset. I shouldn't say people, few people that don't normally come to this channel were highly offended of my commentary on the lady's appearance. Now, mind you, these are people that probably talk about my personal appearance in chats all the time, but for whatever reason has a problem with me giving a very valid observation opinion. This lady didn't look professional. She had cheap tattoos on her hand. Her hair was a punk rocker, reddish black type of hair. She had rotten front teeth. I mean, this was not somebody that exuded professionalism. And you're talking about, and again, if you yourself are dealing with that, I understand. I'm not being offensive to her looks, other than this is not a professional that I would want representing anything related to me if I'm on the hook for a quadruple murder. I'm sorry. I'm a very straightforward person. I cut through all the BS and I tell you like it is. And I'm telling you like it is. That is not somebody I would want to be on the witness stand on my behalf. There would have been 1,000 other professionals that I would expect on that stand. 1,000 other professionals with proper credentialing to do that work. There are some things that don't take a whole lot. It takes common sense. This might be one of those fields. I mean, it's a building of a freaking tree. How difficult can it be, right? But it can be. I mean, some simple appearing tasks can be very hard. And when you're really trying, and for her situation, she's trying to find, parents to lost people like her. She's looking for those types of clients because those are what she's passionate about. But her whole testimony was basically talking about loopholes. I just don't think that she has 5 years experience tops. Okay. I'm sorry. That's not expert level experience to me. It's just not. I think that their team would have been better suited with a real genealogist, or somebody that is currently working for a major company that does this. This lady has, in the 5 years, has worked for 2 companies. Both of those didn't work out, and she opened her own business. From her statement, from her affidavit, she looked like this exemplary person. But then when you hear her on the stand, everything that was in that affidavit was like basically cut in half. So while it appears that she has provided law enforcement 50 tips as contracted working with law enforcement, that came up to find out was only 25. That was only 25. So when you're missing a loved one, you pray that you're part of that 25, right? So I'm not dogging even I don't know how to explain. I'm not dogging the need for her services. This is a quadruple homicide. It's a quadruple homicide. Enough said. You don't need a woman. At the end of the day, people judge people, and people judge people based on their looks. Bullhorn Betty isn't doing it. We've watched 2 years of people doing that very thing to me, right? So don't tell me that it doesn't happen. It absolutely does happen. People judge on looks, right? Probably why half the people out there choose to use a thumbnail instead of show their face. Let's be honest, right? That's exactly what it is. They don't want you seeing how nasty they live. They don't want you seeing how they probably haven't brushed their hair or brushed their teeth and are just a nasty slob. I mean, there are reasons why people hide behind thumbnails. Let's get on with this. So what happened is that she filed this, boom, 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 knock on the door, FBI, FBI. So we went through here. We actually went to her. I'm not going to play it because I may cut it and make a video out of it just for those that would like to see this without having to watch the whole hour and a half trial, or hearing rather. So I may cut this up and just put just her testimony out with some of the commentary. I may just do just cut up a live and just put it together and stream it together for a video that just has just her testimony, so it's easily found. And I'll do that later. I'll do that as soon as we're done with our live here. I'm not going to play it on here. It's long, quite frankly. Last night it was hard listening to it. We had the audio really sucks because you can't hear Nancy Taylor asking the questions. And so it makes it difficult because when you can't hear the question asked, unless she repeats the question asked, you really don't know what she's answering. And so it's just one of those things where we're thinking she's answering for one question. She could very well be answering for another question that makes the whole dynamic change. And we're just unaware because we didn't hear the question. So there's some audio issues in the recording where Nancy Taylor, she sounds like she's mumbling. You can't hardly hear her. You can hear somebody coughing, but you can't hear the defense counsel asking her questions. I don't understand that. It seems to me that the microphones in that courtroom should be on, especially for the defense asking the questions, or Bill Thompson or the state attorney asking their questions. You should be able to hear them, and you should be able to hear them with some kind of understanding. And that wasn't the case. At least I'm going to look around and see if there's maybe, but this is we have a pooled camera in here. So if this is the audio that's being peddled out, this is the audio that we have. I think this would be the only audio we have, because there's, from my understanding, one pooled camera in there. If there's two, I'd like to know. Maybe we can try to find out who's the pooled camera number 2. We can reach out to them to see if maybe they have better audio. But the audio kind of sucks, I have to be honest with you. Now getting into, and we'll play a little bit of this, but I just want to get into this whole Alex Murdaugh. I'm going to play you some videos. I know we've been playing videos from my channel for a little minute here. It's because I've been getting the snippets of information in those. And then that I wanted to keep our talking points very low today, because we haven't had really, be able to talk to us as, a community and get your thoughts and stuff like that. So I'm going to be opening up the phone lines and taking the rest of our entire Turkey Man in house. Jeez, I forgot to call you. I've been so busy, Turkey Man. I swear to God, I'm not ignoring you. I promise, hand to God, I'm not ignoring you. I have been so stinking busy, and I've been meaning to call you. And I just, even yesterday, sidetracked. I worked my tail end off, and I didn't even have a chance to even check on Karen yesterday. Just to see how she's doing. Karen had surgery. Maybe we can all just say our own private prayer for Karen, and also for our mod Sonia, both having some major issues going on. Sonia has a very personal issue with her sister, and the C word. So it's very hard, stage 4. And we just want to uplift Sonia in here. And then our beloved Karen. Karen sat out with me for hours for baby Quentin, right? She underwent back surgery. She has recovered from that back surgery, not recovered, but out of the operation table, off the operation table. She's awake. I spoke to her by chat just a little bit this morning. She's very groggy. She's under a lot of medication, and she's in a lot of pain, as you can imagine. So we just got, and then of course our beloved mod Emma. Oh my gosh, she's in ICU again. I've been trying to keep, but it's hard. We have all these people, God bless them, that are just struggling right now. It's been really, really hard trying to keep up with all of them, but they are definitely all on my mind and in my heart and in my prayers. So we've got 2 mods and a subscriber that is suffering today, and could just use all the prayers we can give them. We can give them. We are family here, and we take care of our own, and we hate seeing anybody struggling and anybody in pain. And God bless Sonia. Look at Sonia. Like, she's been dealing with all this with her sister and still been able to come here and mod, and just, God bless you guys. That's all I got to say. God bless you guys. And I really do pray that, you guys have healing. whatever that healing may look like for each of you. I really do. So I'm going to get on here. I'm going to go ahead and play, and then we'll open up the phone lines, and we'll just chit-chat. If you guys want to talk about true crime, guess what? We'll talk about true crime. If you guys want to just talk about the weather, you want to talk about men, you want to talk about, you know, I don't know, your lawn guy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me get to my channel. The Bullhorn Betty channel. Oh my God, not her again. I can't help it. I have fun on here. And when I'm tired, I'm goofy. And you guys know I'm tired because there's no way in hell I'd, excuse my language, but you know I would not be on here without makeup, without a stitch of makeup. Give me a break. Give me a break. When I'm down, like, and I have no choice but to do a live in bed. And if I don't have makeup, this was completely by choice. I could have put something on. It didn't bode well. It didn't bode well with my commentary this morning. The narrative I'm trying to press this morning, it didn't bode well with my narrative. You got to be driving those narratives, don't you know? I got to stop. I'm stopping. I'm just poking fun. I'm poking fun. So listen to this. I've got to say something here, and I didn't watch the rest of it. Okay, I have to. I don't even know how to do this, so I'm going to do this with a straight face. I'm going to try to do this with a straight face. If you guys were on here last night for the live, I don't know who this morbid creature is. Okay, I don't know who that creature is. I don't know. He seems like he's just. I don't know how to take him. You know, he's trying to get my attention online for some time, and now he's going on this campaign of serenading me in Prayer Garden. Listen, you're going to lose in Camp Bullhorn Betty by putting me anywhere near Prayer Garden. Let's be honest. We don't like each other. You know, I've got nothing for her. She got nothing for me. We're both living in our own little world, and we're both happy the way it is. Trust me. I believe that. I believe that. So I don't know who this character is. Okay. I want to say he's like just a goofball. I don't know how to take him. Yes, he's a stalker. I get he's a stalker. But I don't know how to take him. And he's on his live. Now, mind you, I will tell you, Morbid, one way to you know, I'm glad you got on my show. I'm glad you got my attention. Okay, this is probably, I'm like a one and done chick. So, you know, this is our one night stand here. Just to let you know, this is the one and done, you know. I'm bringing you back here for a second, okay? And then you got to go, okay? You got to get out of the house before morning, okay? So I don't take kindly to being serenaded, you know. I'm not a serenade type of chick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of chick that you call on the phone and say, hey, you know, I'm so-and-so. I'm not a creep and I'm not a jerk, right? But then you're gonna sit there and try to serenade me to get my attention. And then put me in the same box with that crepe keeper? It's, oh, come on. Seriously? And you wonder why I won't let you serenade me. Gotta have better standards, man. Gotta have better standards. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You're going from champagne to beer. Like, what the hell, dude? I mean, come on. That's my one night stand, okay? Now you got to hit it and quit it from Betty. Have a great day. God bless. You know, quit stealing my content if you don't want me up your ass, because I will be up your ass. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of over all the bull stuff. I thought by ignoring it would get better, but it just got worse. So that was a mistake on my part. So now I'm definitely learning my lesson, and I'm not even going to argue with people anymore. If you guys want to steal my content, you will have to face that. We've been talking about it for years, and work is being registered. I can promise you guys, work is going to be registered, and work has already started. I've already got one registration back, so I am copyrighted with the U.S. Department, our U.S. Department of Copyright, or whatever the heck the U.S. Copyright Office is. I do have one of those back, but I'm going to be doing my actual content. I'm going to be registering my content with the Copyright Office as well. And this is the one thing that I have to do in order to start taking action on people. The way the copyright rules in federal court work is that they have like even a I don't know, you know, like the not quick claim. What am I thinking of? Small claims. They even have like a small claims portion now that they've enacted, I think, in 2019 for U.S. copyright. So this is the long story is, Morbid, quit stealing my live content. If you want to borrow some content from me, you know how you do that properly without me wanting to strike you or sue you. You pick up the phone, you call me, you ask me permission. You send me an email, you ask me permission. But taking viewers from my channel is a no-no. It's against, you know, you can be sued for it. I'm not going to go after Morbid. I'm already in a lawsuit right now. There is one other person that's starting to perk my curiosity that I may end up having no other choice but to go after. We'll see how this all plays out. But to think that I can't come up here and tell people that I'm going to sue them if they don't stop doing some of the stuff that they're doing, that I have a right to sue them over, is ludicrous. I have every right. If you do something that is problematic or is against the rule of law, civilly or criminally, I have a right to pursue that. That doesn't mean it's frivolous. I could have a million lawsuits going right now, and every one of them have merit. It has no bearing on how many lawsuits I've been in. All that matters is I can sue and I can be sued. That's the law of the land. So, you know, you want to talk about FAFO? Okay. Well, there's a lot of people taking victory laps right now, and we're not even through the first quarter. We're not even at the first inning yet. And I find that problematic. It's not problematic for me. It's going to be a heyday for me at some point, right? At some point, because everybody is an idiot out there. I don't know what to say, right? But we're trying to get a lot of this stuff stopped. So Morbid, if you're wanting my attention, stealing my content is only going to cause you problems in the end. I will tell you that. It will cause you problems. But hey, you know what? Gang up with all the little, they have a hate group that you might be able to apply to. So it's a group that goes on behind scenes where they coordinate and attack creators. And so if you have a creator you want to attack, all you got to do is get in there and elicit help. And then all these little small channels will help you attack that creator at your request. So, you know, you could go do that. I mean, obviously that's how it works here on YouTube. We don't do that over here because that's a bunch of drama. And quite frankly, I have a lot of work to do, like researching these cases. I don't have time to be out here doing some childish nonsense that 2-year-olds do, right? That's what 2-year-olds do. And that shows you the education level of these people. Like, what adult acts like this? So if you're literally hanging out with them and you're an adult, you're an idiot. Sorry. I mean, get over it. I tell it like it is. You don't like it? Not my problem. Probably why people can deal with me, people can't. You don't like it? Don't like it. Not my problem. Just not my problem. I'm not taking ownership. Not taking ownership. So here is the whole thing with Alec Murdaugh. I don't know. We're going to go over Buster's crap too, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go over Buster's because, look, I told you there was a reason why Buster had that interview with Martha McCallum, right? And at first, when he came out, I thought it was because there was going to be movement in the Stephen Smith case, right? Because you know me, I'm always trying to find the angle. I don't believe, you know me. I don't believe none of this. I believe everything is strategic, right? Everything is strategic when it comes to this stuff. And when it comes to somebody like the Murdaughs, everything has a strategy with them. I know that because I know their type of people. I just do. So you got this whole strategy of me thinking, like, I'm thinking it's related to Stephen Smith. There must be some jaw-breaking stuff that's coming out. He may need to start covering his 6 because he might have been involved in Stephen Smith. So that's kind of where my brain was going when we first heard this whole interview with Buster. But now that we know that his dad is now challenging and wanting a new trial and now blaming the clerk of all things of tampering with the jury. And oh, by the way, Judge Newman might be a witness for the appeal on behalf of Alec Murdaugh. Let's not forget to throw that bombshell in there, right? Now it kind of makes sense why Buster did the interview. It wasn't to exonerate himself from the Stephen Smith case. It was the setup, right? It was the setup for the slam dunk. That's what it was. It was the setup. He was setting his daddy up for that. I feel like there's somebody still out there. Oh my God, the clerk tampered with the jury. We need a new trial. We need a new trial. Right? This is a less than 3-minute video about this case.
The allegations in the petition filed today speak for themselves. We request that SWED stand down since they are heavily invested in maintaining Alex's convictions.
Bullhorn Betty here. I just got done running a live on my Bullhorn Betty YouTube channel just a few minutes ago. We just got done doing a live on Alex Murdaugh. If you guys recall, Alex Murdaugh is serving 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole in connection with the murder of his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul. What do you think about these new allegations against the clerk of court? Do you think that this is possible all over a book deal? Check this video out. This is the press conference Alec Murdaugh's defense counsel put on today.
Today, Jim Griffin and I filed a petition based on newly discovered evidence with the South Carolina Court of Appeals to stay Alec Murdaugh's appeal while a hearing is held on a motion for a new trial. Concurrently, we've sent a request to the South Carolina U.S. Attorney to open a federal investigation into the violation of Alec Murdaugh's civil rights. The allegations in the petition filed today speak for themselves, but we believe they explain a number of peculiarities in the 6-week trial. Alec Murdaugh maintains his innocence in the murder of Maggie and Paul and believes the truth will ultimately prevail.
Jurors must be free from outside influences and must decide the case solely on the evidence presented in the courtroom, subject to the rules of evidence, subject to the rules of the court, and most importantly, subject to the crucible of cross-examination that's guaranteed by the 6th Amendment to the Constitution. Where there is a private communication of a court official to members of the jury, an occurrence which cannot be tolerated if the sanctity of the jury system is to be maintained. What we had filed today is that the clerk of court had improper private communications with the jurors, and the subject matter of those communications was the credibility of the defense, and it was the believability of the defendant's own testimony. When we considered what factors and what we should and should not do and considered whether he should take the stand, that the clerk of court would go in to the sanctity of the jury room before he testified and tell the jurors, don't be fooled by his testimony, watch out for his body language, and if that is true, there's no choice but the courts to grant a new trial.
And that is true. That is true. So this is my whole issue with the whole Alec Murdaugh thing, because in my heart of hearts, you know, you've got an exemplary clerk of court, and they're trying to allege that all of her years of service in the legal industry, her years of service as the clerk of court, that she's just going to throw it all away over this book deal. That's what they're basically alleging. And you're talking about a man that literally has no problem lying to the public. He has admitted under oath of lying to law enforcement. So what makes us believe that these allegations are truthful? Because here's the kicker. When these, you don't just, you know how when we watch these juries going on and stuff like that, and when the case is over and the verdict is read, the judge then says something to the effect of, you know, thank you for your service. We're going to need you to fill out some paperwork. Just go on back to the jury room and somebody will be there to assist you, and then you'll be on your way. and we're going to give you a certificate or whatever for being on this jury. Remember that? We hear that in just about every trial we personally have watched on here, and probably ones that we personally watched ourselves. We always hear that kind of at the end. It's kind of, you know, they say it differently, but it's about the same thing. So at the end of their service, part of that is filling out affidavits. And it's my understanding that the juror or jurors that are now saying that they may have been influenced by, and I don't even know if that's the terminology that the oh, here, let me see if I'm getting hiccups. Hold on a second. All right, we're back up. So let me go ahead and turn the internet back onto regular internet. A second, guys. My I don't know what's going on with the internet. It's not working. I can tell you that. So let me get back to my conversation that I think I was having. I can't remember. If I'm getting robotic, I'm having technical issues. My internet is completely down in my house. We're running off a hotspot off my phone. Yeah, I'm back. It's nice to see you guys. I'm here. I'm gone. I'm here. I'm gone. I'm here. I'm gone. So anyways, there's basically alleging that the clerk, affected this. So I don't know if the juror or jurors, at the end, they have to sign this affidavit basically saying, oh, Philly, gifted memberships. Thank you. I don't see the gifted memberships on my end on this side, but let me just go over here and maybe we'll get the activity. Let me just see. Hold on a second. I hit the wrong button. There we are. Oh my gosh. Philippians, the beautiful, good morning, my beautiful souls. Don't forget to smash the like button and show some love for BHB. God bless all. A 15-month membership. Oh my gosh. And one gifted membership. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. And don't forget, whoever got that gifted membership, please don't forget to tell her thank you. Appreciate it. And God bless you. God bless you. So thank you so much for that. But now that we know this, what did Buster say? Because listen, Alec Murdaugh lies. He is a gifted trial attorney. He knows how the process works. His attorneys are gifted and know how the process works. They are the best. These guys here. There's a reason why Alec Murdaugh chose these guys, not just because they're his friends. It's because they have the best legal representation out there in this. They're the best of the best in this area. Okay? That's why. And they just so happen to be his friends. So you got three powerful legal litigating minds. You got Alec Murdaugh that has access and a whole lot of time on his hands and nothing but access to a law library while you're in jail. You have access to it. We know he's been reading a lot. We know he's been getting books. We know these things. So, and he's got a lot of time on his head, even just his experience going through everything, thinking. So now you've got this, impropriety, so to speak, or an appearance of an impropriety. That's really what it is alleged here, the appearance of impropriety. They're alleging that impropriety took place, that in a heavy, they're saying that the clerk misled the jury, tainted the jury for a book deal. I mean, you're talking about some major allegations against this clerk. And I know that defense attorneys have to do what defense attorneys have to do because they're required to represent their clients to the best of their ability. You can't let one thing slide. You can't let one thing go. If there is a hint of this, or you can make a mountain out of a molehill, that is what you do as a defense attorney. We know that. But this whole thing, we know that these people here have no problem putting on lies. We know that they have no problem stating lies. Remember, these are the attorneys that Alex lied. They had to have known Alex was lying. They had all the information the state attorney had, with the exception, because remember, when he proffered his alibi, they still didn't have the GM stuff yet. The GM stuff didn't come to them until after the trial started. And what is the GM stuff? The GM was the OnStar data. This told us exactly when he left his home, when he got to his parents' house, how long he stayed at his parents' house, that his car came through up the driveway and stopped there and was running for 2 minutes but was not in gear. There was this stuff came out, but they had all the stuff for the kennels, but they still allowed him to lie about not being at the kennels. And he was at the kennels. And I'm sorry, that's a problem for me. And let me find that one. And this is the lies. This is absolutely the lies.
Are you fearful for your life if you believe the killer out there?
Absolutely.
State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder.
Did you lie to Agent Owen and Agent Croft?
I did lie to them.
Guilty. Verdict.
So this is a weird phenomenon that I'm seeing with Buster.
And now we know why. And now we know why. Because again, at the time, I didn't know that this right here was going on. Like, I didn't know why. I thought this was related to Stephen Smith. I certainly did. I knew that Alec was going to be appealing that verdict. I knew that because it's standard operating procedures in the legal world. You get convicted, you appeal. And when you're dealing with a life sentence or, DP, you appeal. It's immediate. It is absolutely standard operating procedure. There's going to be an appeal. I was expecting an appeal. I just wasn't expecting an appeal like this because these jurors had already filed those affidavits after they completed their job, basically stating they had no outside influence. So we have all these affidavits basically stating that they were not influenced by any outside blah, 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 blah. And now we have one or two potentially that are now stating that they heard these things from the clerk's mouth. So it's causing me heartburn to think about this. Did she do this? And it's like, we know the process that takes place, during these trials and even after these trials with the juror. For the most part, we understand that they don't just walk out of there when their job is done, that there's paperwork that they have to fill out. We're learning that part of that paperwork is affidavits basically stating a number of things. But in those affidavits, it's stating, were you influenced by, did somebody speak to you? You're answering no to these questions and signing it under penalty of perjury. So you can imagine everybody's shock whenever we're hearing allegations like now we have jurors coming forward, but you heard them out of the own defense mouths. If true, we heard that several times through that whole press conference. If these allegations are true, then he needs a new trial. Well, don't you think you need to make sure that those allegations are true? But no, you don't. All you have to do is allege it. That's all you have to do is allege it to maintain that right. And so that's what they're doing. They may be destroying this clerk's reputation and her livelihood over a piece of garbage, a psychopath. And Buster himself has acknowledged that he believes his father's a psychopath. Yes, I'm not lying about that. We'll play that clip too. We'll play that clip next. But here's this one. Let me go back to the beginning.
Are you fearful for your life if you believe the killer out there?
Absolutely.
State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder.
Did you lie to Agent Owen and Agent Croft?
I did lie to them.
Guilty. Verdict.
So this is a weird phenomenon that I'm seeing with Buster. is he completely in denial? Or does he truly believe that somebody's out there? I'm sorry, but I'm not convinced. Check this out.
Are you fearful for your life if you believe the killer is out there?
Absolutely. I think that I've set myself up to be safe. But yes, when I go to bed at night, I have a fear that there is somebody else still out there.
Docket number 2022 GS 15-00592, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions in the term of 2022, July, the State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant, indictment for murder, guilty, verdict.
Is that you? On the kennel video at 8:44 p.m. on June 7th, the night Maggie and Paul were murdered.
It is.
Were you in fact at the kennels at 8:44 p.m. on the night Maggie and Paul were murdered?
I was.
Did you lie to SLED Agent Owen and Deputy Laura Rutland on the night of June 7th and told them that you stayed at the house after dinner?
I did lie to them.
Did you lie to Agent Owen and Agent Croft on the follow-up interview on June 10th that the last time you saw Maggie and Paul was at dinner?
I did lie to them.
And in the interview of August 11th, did you tell Agent Owen and Agent Croft, did you lie to them by telling them that you were not down at the kennels on that night?
Yes.
Guilty, verdict.
I want a person.
So there you have it. Again, he lies. He went on the stand and admitted lying. So what makes us believe them now? And at a clerk's reputation. I mean, and then to basically threaten that Judge Newman might be a witness for Alec Murdaugh's appeal, depending on how the evidence rolls out. Like, what? It's going to be a cold day in hell before Judge Newman is on an appellate stand as a witness. I could be wrong. They might have the kahunas. They have the kahunas. They would do it. They don't care. They don't care. It's not changing the verdict. It's not changing the verdict. I'm sorry. It just that's. So let me see if I can pull this. Maybe I still have it. Hopefully I do still have it. I got to remember where the heck that. Oh yeah, that's right. I put it on this. There it is. Screen projects. Come on, open up. Open up, Sesame. Let's see if I still have. I do still have the clip. Hold on. I'll have to. There it is. So this is the clip, and then after this, we're going to open up the phone line. So just bear with me here because I got to change stuff around on the back end because now I wish they'd just let me just play my entire screen. It won't. I got to play these stupid games on here. Okay. Guys, how is the echo? I noticed that there was an echo last night on the live when I was playing Gabriela Vargas's depth with stuff. That wasn't supposed to be that. When I'm playing this, are you guys still hearing I think I uncanceled the echo canceling option on here. I fixed that this morning. I just wanted to make sure that we're not getting like echoing from the videos. Have the videos been playing fine on here today? Sounds okay. All right. Well, if it starts echoing, let me know because I was playing that off of YouTube, which I was playing off of YouTube yesterday. But I noticed when I went back to the replay just to check how everything looked and sounded, I noticed that there was an echo. And I heard JJ was telling me there was an echo, but there was nothing I could do. I didn't know what the problem was. So here is the information. Let me just see if I can get down to where I want to go. Hold on. It's right here. We're going to get right here to McCallum. This is the spot where she's talking to him, and she asks him point blank the psychopath definition. And his response is I'm not going to argue, basically, not verbatim, you're going to hear it yourself, but he's not going to argue with that definition and it identifying, or at least has the appearance to be his father being a psychopath. The manipulation, acting like nothing's wrong, all this other stuff. So let's listen to this. Hopefully I didn't cut any portion off, but if I did, we're just going to work through it, because I'm sure whatever she may have said in this split second was not what I'm trying to discuss here.
Definition of psychopaths.
There it is.
Like someone who can completely.
Okay, hold on, let me go back.
When I look up the definition of psychopaths, like someone who can completely get away with lying and acting normal and carrying through as if nothing's happening. Does that describe your dad when you look at those definitions of that?
I'm not prepared to sit here and say that it encompasses him as a whole, but certainly I think there are characteristics where you look at the manipulation and the lies and the carrying out of that such, and I think that's a fair assessment.
I think that's a fair assessment. That's coming from his own son. Thinks it's a fair assessment. I'm just like, and it does. I mean, so now that the veil has been removed from, Alec Murdaugh and his deception, we can kind of see him now as who he is. His family can't deny that. So now his son is identifying his dad as a psychopath, saying it's a fair assessment, but somehow believes that somebody else is responsible for his mother and brother's death. The crazy part about this whole thing is literally when you're out there in South Carolina where the Moselle property is, there's nobody, and I mean nobody, is around that property. Literally nobody. Who's around that property? Nobody. Nobody's around that property. When I'm there, and I've been there now, in front of the house, two or three times. And when I go out there filming, it's never just, a drive-by, right? I get out of my car. I get out of my car and I stay a while, if you know what I mean, So we're out there on the roads, recording all the front, this, that, and the other. We're just recording. And so we've been there. There's not a whole lot of cars that drive by there. And that's during the day. And I've been there different times of the day. I've been there on the weekends. I've been there during the weekdays. And just not a whole lot of vehicles that drive down that road. You'll see one every 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes. Sometimes it's just, there's nothing out there. So who the heck would have done it? I mean, what motive would anybody have to do with it? It's not like Maggie and Paul. I mean, Paul maybe, but why Maggie? This was somebody that needed maximum amount of sympathy. And the only person that needed that was Alec Murdaugh. He was about to get a sock suit off of him, and he was about to be, his whole entire lifetime of fraud and deception was unraveling. He was desperate. Desperate people do desperate things, like whacking their wife and son. And I feel really bad for Maggie and Paul, because I feel like the whole Murdaugh family turned their back on them. They had the worst of the worst happen to them, and everybody is still stuck on Alec. Let him go. He's done so much damage. He deserves what he's getting. He killed 2 people. A woman that he says he's loved since high school. A son that he put diapers on. Taught to walk. Taught to fish. Taught to shoot his first gun. I feel bad for Maggie and Paul. I feel bad for Buster, but he's a grown man. And he's choosing to yet again take up for his dad, despite his mom and brother dead. I hate to be in this position because at the end of the day, in theory, you know, I just would think I would turn my back on anybody that would do that to my family. I can't imagine that me in my mentality and in who I am as a person, I can't imagine having anything to do with somebody that did this to my family. Period. I don't care who they are. But, you know, I'm me and they're them. Everybody's different. And I have to look at this whole situation as a whole. And Buster, it's sad. He went from having this amazing life to literally everything being taken from him. His mom, his brother, his whole family gone like that. Boom, gone. I can't imagine what that's like as a young man. I can't imagine emotionally how that has to be. I just a number of things. I can't imagine. I feel bad for Buster, but I'm a little perturbed with Buster too, because, you know, what about your mom and brother? You know, you're spending a lot of time defending the animal that hurt them. But at the end of the day, that animal and psychopath happens to be his father. It's sad. As promised, now that I'm done with my long-winded commentary, we are going to go to Google Voice and get it open for those that would like to call in. I haven't talked to people. I've been so busy. It's been a rough few months. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I've been slammed. I've been trying to get out of my comfort zone with the videos and doing some more creative stuff. I've been trying to maintain, you know, getting this live stuff, getting all the information. It's been a challenge. I will tell you that. I think I'm rising to the challenge. Let's hope I am. Hold on. I got to get that on. Hold on. Betty.
Hey, Betty.
Well, good morning, Turkey Man. How you
Betty.
doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Yourself?
Actually,
You
for
doing
the
good?
lack of sleep that I had last night, I think I'm rocking and rolling this morning.
Well, I called you a couple of times, and the reason I called you, one was make sure you made it through the hurricane okay and how that went, because I couldn't really find any information at the time.
I'll tell you how it went. One of my garbage cans blew over.
Is that what happened?
We got a mess of rain. We got a mess of rain. You know, the winds were. You could hear the winds howling a little bit out there. I think the lights flickered maybe one time, and it was like after. It was actually the weird part about it. It was when they flickered was after the storm passed, and we were just getting a few bands. But I got lit. Our street didn't even flood. Nothing. It was just a lot of rain and wind, and it just came in squalls. Like you'd have breaks. It was really weird because it would just be bright and shiny and sunny, and then boom, just a torrential downpour.
Well, I didn't know, because it was rough in a lot of different parts of the country. And
it got rough outside too, but it wasn't rough enough to do anything.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, that's really good. I thank God that everything was okay.
I'm very thankful. I don't know what I would do. You guys know I just got this new roof put on. And it cost over $14,000 because I didn't realize when they gave me the estimate it didn't cover the fascia, and they replaced a lot of fascia board around the house. So I ended up having to pay like almost $600 for the fascia board repairs, and so it ended up being over $14,000 for my roof. I about fell over.
Well, a couple things I wanted to talk to you. First of all, let's talk a little bit about that appeal there. I think that now, if he does get appeal, I think there's some things that he can, kind of cover. Also, I think that the defense, that the prosecution will have some things that they wasn't able to put in to bring. So I think honestly, if it happens, I think it could be really interesting to see just all of what takes place, because there's a lot of moving parts right there.
Oh, not just moving parts, but I think the question would be, would it have changed? Because one of the major elements of a new motion for trial is you have to have new evidence, which they're claiming this is new evidence that she tampered with the jury. But it also has to be, the other part of that is, will it affect the outcome of the decision? And, it's potential, that it could affect the out. I mean, I got to think that a clerk being in there saying the things that they're alleging, that could affect the jury. So I'm interested in how this is going to go out. But yes, if there is a second trial, we'll definitely be on for it. But I'm hoping that this clerk didn't do anything like this. This is not good if true at all. This is not.
Well, the thing that got me and really, I thought that was strange when they did that, removed the juror. And I felt like it was strange when she was on interviews about it. I thought, well, that's kind of strange. But one thing that really caught me off guard is how quickly that the juror come back with a verdict.
Actually, it didn't surprise me much, because we've had about the same timing. Like even Letitia Stout, hers came back fairly quickly, if I recall. There was another hearing that came back really quickly. I think even Lori Vallow. I don't think I might be confusing them. I probably shouldn't say names, because the exact police might get me on insignificant details.
I really do need your guidance and help with our YouTube channel, because we're going in a direction that I can see growth. I'm excited about, but I really need to be able to use your expertise on doing some things we're doing, which is exciting, but I want to do it correctly, because I don't want to pull somebody else's stuff to look at, but I don't understand the difference between when you use stuff that's been reported as a guide, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. And then we get a kind of you can't do that thing come over, and I don't know where I couldn't do that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll get with you. Don't worry about that. That sounds like some stuff going on behind the scenes. I'll walk you through it. I'll probably have time after this live is over with. I'll call you, or just call me when you see me go down for my live.
And then also, I really needed your expertise on how to get a permit to be able to, I don't know the words protest, but I guess it is protest, but to be able to give your First Amendment right at different spots, and how I can get that, because I'm in a sticky area about what to do, and I really do need guidance in it. And it'd be off the air time, not where I could talk freely, because I don't want people.
Yeah. So, you're depending on your area. Your area may not. Usually, the areas that require permits for stuff like that are more inner city type. But not everybody requires a permit to protest. It's only inner cities and areas where they just. But not every place is like that. As long as you're on public property, they can't stop you. I mean, they just can't. Public property is property you own as part of the public, so you're allowed to utilize it. It's our taxpayer money. So, but I will get with you, and I'll look at wherever you're going. I'll look up the laws and ordinances in that area.
I do really need your guidance, and if you get a chance to look at that latest one I was telling you about, and kind of how we're doing things, and instead of reading the paper, we've been taking like this article or whatever it is, show it, and then talk about it.
Oh, well, then you shouldn't have any problems. It's probably you're probably getting tagged by LA Control.
One that we used was talking about the student loans. Okay, and Dave Ramsey put out on his report that what was going to happen and how that the banks or they had bought those, and it goes to different places. These people don't know where they pay, and we talked basically about that. We also talked about a rock slide, and then we talked about Muddy Man, or I call it Muddy Man, the Burning Man, and we talked about those three things in particular, but we showed clips, kind of like what you do with what you're doing, and then got a little things.
I'll walk you through it. Yeah, call me after my live's over with, and we'll discuss it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't. Things that I didn't understand, and things that you could explain, that a lot of times people are doing what you can't do, how to protect yourself, and doing things that you do.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm just looking at, or anybody who don't know, says, "Oh, you can do this. You can do this." Well, no, there's a rhyme to the reason of what you do that, or and so education, and because people do things a lot of times out of not knowing, and then they get all bent out of shape about somebody calling a hand at it when, well, so and so did it, they do it, and they did that. That's human nature, Adam and Eve, they started pointing fingers at each other and everything else. He did it. That she did it. No, the Satan did it. But first of all, we want to direct traffic away from us, and I just need to be educated. I'm sure there's a lot of people like myself that need to be educated.
Yeah. Well, the education that I give is always behind the scenes when it comes to this stuff, because I don't like giving other channels legs up.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying, but I'm also understanding would also protect like me doing something that I didn't know, saying, "Oh, my friend Betty did this," and I maybe take a clip and say, "Well, I didn't mean to do that."
Yeah, you don't even need to do that. I'll explain it all to you, and it's going to be easy, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Well, I sure appreciate that, and also I want to be able to sooner or later be able to like bring you in on that news time, and for a 2 or 3 minute something. I mean, really,
I've been trying. I just get so distracted, and it's been. I try to commit, but my life just doesn't call for it. It's why I don't have animals.
I know, but maybe be able to call you and have you up at that time discussing something that we've got up like that, because this trials, the laws, the what you can do, what you can't do. I mean, it's more than just true crime, which it involves a lot of other things.
Oh yeah.
And so that we're in this deal together as far as the world we're dealing with, and we need to get along and try to understand how we can help one another, not hurt one another.
Yeah.
And I sure appreciate you. I enjoy coming in and listening. I enjoy your I feel like part of the coffee club. After a while ago, I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell myself. You reached and got your pot of coffee and poured it in your cup. And I reached and got my cup. I sat in my chair. I reached and got my cup. I said, about empty, and I held it up. I said, well, I'll miss something. I go get my pot and fill up my cup. But
I will stop the show if I don't have my pot of coffee next to me. Like, I'm just like, you guys are gonna have to wait.
But you normally don't pour it, and then that made me mind. Pour mine, please.
There you go. I'm making you a cup right now. There you go.
Well, you know what? God bless you, and I'm glad you're safe, and I hope your mom's doing well too, and just appreciate everything you do.
I appreciate it. Well, Turkey Man, you have a blessed day.
You're too kind to me. You're just too kind to me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, God bless you and take care. And I
Have
hope
a good one.
everything's working out for you.
Well, thank you much. Talk to you later.
God bless. You're so much. Talk to you later. I love his turkey call. I love his turkey call. Our turkey man, our very own turkey man. God bless him. Such a great guy. Yeah, just call me after this this live is over, and I'll try to walk you through what you need to do. But it's probably something really stupid, but we'll get it figured out for you. We'll get it figured out for you. So anyways, there is the call-in number, 724-249-6140. If you want to call, you can call and talk to us about these investigations going on in Brian Kohberger's case and Alec Murdaugh's case. Do you have another case you want attention to? Do you just want to say hi? Call in. Security has been put on timeout. I'm just joking. I need to stop. So in this whole interview with Buster, he touches on a lot of stuff. Ricky reached out to me. Oh, I can't remember the last time I spoke to Ricky. It's been a while. He's been working really hard on his music. He's been really, from what I hear, he's been really taking off on Spotify and stuff like that. He'll reach out to me every now and again just to check on me and see how I've been, and just think of me. So it's I don't know. This is Betty.
Is this the Crotch Watcher show?
Yeah. Crotchgate show.
Crotchgate 2023.
There you go. How you doing, Ruby?
I'm doing all right. It finally rained here and everything, but I've still been running back and forth to town trying to get these repairs done on my RV and stuff, and I have to drive 40 miles into town, into civilization, where there's a store. And where I shop at is a pretty big city, pretty big area, and everything is just spread out from one side of town to the other. Where, in my hometown, everything was right there together. Yeah. Home Depot, Lowe's, Sutherland, Walmart, everything was just right there, and the camper place. So it was a bonus to those of us with campers.
Not much anymore. So what do you think? Let me ask you, I'm going to pull your opinion just real quick. Alec Murdaugh, the clerk. How do you feel about the allegations being levied by Camp Murdaugh?
Well, I'm kind of looking at them sort of like the knockoff of the Dream Team. Johnny Cochran, Robert Shapiro, Robert Kardashian, and all them. I'm kind of looking at them like a knockoff Dream Team.
Right.
But they're going to grab from every dirty corner they can grab from to fight this.
What did you think about their outfits? Now, I'm sorry, but this whole thing was coordinated. It's choreographed, choreographed. And they had the suits, what was it? Poot Poot. He had the black suit with the bold red tie with stripes, and then the two guys standing on his right and left had the fuchsia tie or the pink tie, and one had the gray suit to kind of stand a little apart from Poot Poot, and that was Magoo. And then you had their other, lapdog next to them, and he was a combination of both of them. He had the dark suit on with the pink tie to match Magoo, and the black blazer to match Poot Poot, and Poot Poot had the red tie. It was all orchestrated. And they had their glasses, and they looked like Men in Black. They were just, it was just too.
I would give my eye teeth and my firstborn to have that Zoom meeting, to have a copy of that Zoom meeting between them all coordinating all this shit. I would give my eye teeth and firstborn to have a copy of that Zoom meeting. You can just imagine.
I know, and I looked at their outfits and I'm like, I know. We watched them in the trial. When did they match that much? They went to the suit store together. Come on.
Exactly. When you were playing that video earlier, he reeled off a list of names, and one of them sounded like Tim Griffin. And when you say the name Tim Griffin, I automatically go to my former congressman Tim Griffin from Arkansas.
No, the attorney's name
I campaigned for him.
James Griffin.
I campaigned for him.
Not Tim Griffin. I'm saying Tim Griffin.
Okay. Well, it just kind of weirded me. I'm like, wait, did he just say Tim Griffin?
Yeah, no, it's Jim.
I'm like, wait, what? You're saying Tim Griffin? For what? Yeah, I didn't quite get it anyway.
I just, you know what? I mean, I guess the allegations could be true. That's why I'm very careful how I approach this case.
Yeah.
Because they could be true. I mean, I don't want them to be, but it doesn't mean that they're not true. I mean, they have some pretty bold. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen cases with serious jury tampering and juror misconduct and stuff. That's how, they proved juror misconduct in the West Memphis 3 case. They proved juror misconduct in the Lacey Peterson case. There are, try to sit here and think of more, but there are many cases that have, either charges been dropped or sentences reduced, just like Scott, for juror misconduct and stuff. And if you remember, Jodi Arias, she tried to sue her own defense attorney, Kirk Nurmi, God love him. He's on Benny Politan all the time. I feel so terrible for all the horrible things I ever said about that man. Now I think he's just a sweetheart. But
funny how that stuff happened.
Tried to sue Juan Martinez, the prosecutor. And Kirk Nurmi, that girl drove him so damn crazy. He quit law. He just said, "Screw it, I quit. I quit being a lawyer." And I don't think Juan Martinez is a prosecutor anymore, to my understanding. So these are serious allegations, and if it has anything to do with prosecutor misconduct, defense misconduct, judge misconduct,
misconduct,
whoever, this is, you better hope to God they can't prove it.
Yeah, and not only that, but why? I mean, why would, after all these years, why this case? I mean, okay, she had a book deal. Even if in that situation, she's the clerk. She would have still had a book deal if he had a mistrial. This would have been a book either way. Whatever the verdict would have been, it would have still been a book deal. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, see, that's the mess. We've gotten into that mess numerous times with numerous cases and book deals and stuff. That redhead in that they called Strawberry Shortcake in Scott Peterson's trial, and I remember her very vividly, and I remember all her behavior and everything. That's the one they proved the juror misconduct with, and she wrote a book and lied, and I mean all sorts of crazy stuff. But like I said, I'm kind of looking at this Alex Murdaugh trial as kind of and his defense is like a knockoff OJ and Dream Team, really. And they're going to dig from every dirty corner they can dig from.
I also find it awfully, it's like the coincidences of cases. We've got 2 major high-profile cases that have major investigations on them.
I was trying to tell you about that witness in the Brian Kohlberger case the other day, right towards the end of the live.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell you, but it was right towards the end of the live, and you probably weren't looking at the comments.
Yeah, honestly,
I was trying to tell
long
you
enough to know I don't read
Fox
comments
News.
anymore.
Yeah.
I
did come in and say, look at Fox News 3 hours ago. They're suing a witness in the Brian Kohlberger case.
Yeah, that's weird. But you know what? She did lie under oath. There were clearly, we saw it. We identified it last night. She had 50
I fell asleep, girlfriend. I'm sorry. I fell asleep on you.
So what happened is she on her affidavit, she lists that she's provided 50 law enforcement leads from her work as an investigative genetic genealogist. And when she was on the stand, she basically stated that that was 25 and that it's basically a total of 50 cases she's worked in total. And I'm thinking, you know, 50 cases, that's 5 cases a year. You can't live off 5 cases a year.
No. And, you know, I have,
no, maybe 10 cases a year. Hold on, wait. That would be 10 cases a year. 10 cases, 5 years, 10 cases a year. You can't live off that.
Well, I have actually, spoken with over the years the lady who is the guru of genetic genealogy, and her name is Colleen Fitzpatrick.
See, now the guru,
lady.
Hold on, what you just said, the guru, that's the person. That guru is the person I would have expected on the stand.
Exactly, and if I was that defense attorney, prosecutor, whoever, she is the first person I would call. I'm not going to call some cheap knockoff mess. In a case this big, I'm not going to call some knockoff mess that's only been practicing for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to call Colleen Fitzpatrick,
but not the the history that I would expect in an expert witness of a quadruple homicide. I'm sorry. And her appearance, like we see people that, aren't necessarily pretty. A lot of the people that are like, the forensic people, they sit around in laboratories all day. So you have people that are, that don't really wear makeup anymore, that kind of just wear what's comfortable for them to sit all day. They've gotten a little more weight because they're literally from morning, noon to night, and they're probably eating out of fast food boxes the entire time they're there and stuff like that. So I understand, work and lifestyle, they do have those things. So it doesn't have anything to do with the actual look of the person. But this lady that they called up there just was not the professional.
Colleen's a little bitty woman.
And at the end of the day,
bitty woman.
At the end of the day, the jury, they judge people. That's literally their freaking job. And this lady has rotten teeth. She doesn't care about her personal appearance, because if she was doing as well, she would have fixed that. Nobody wants bad teeth in the front of their mouth. So if she was as good as she said she was, those things would have been fixed. And those are things that I just look at and I theorize, and it just gives me an overall opinion about a person based upon the information I know about them. And she's not a professional. She seems, like you said, a knockoff.
Yeah. Well, in a case like this, like I said, okay, like going to Colleen Fitzpatrick is sort of equal to not taking your own county or state's medical examiner's word and going to I always mispronounce his name, Cyril Wetched. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
CYRILWECHT.
Yeah, I don't.
He's a world-renowned medical examiner. He's looked at Elvis, Anna Nicole, and Daniel Smith. You'll read his name in doing second autopsies and stuff in like major celebrity cases.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of view it as equal, sort of equal to that. But, Colleen is a very busy woman, but in such a high profile case, I would not settle for less than the best.
Right. Now, let me ask you, is that her full-time job or is that her hobby job?
Well, it's a job and a hobby.
The reason why I'm saying is because
she's been doing this for years and years. She kind of created it all.
Amy, you missed my point. You just went right over your head. Because this lady, Gabrielle Vargas, says that, she's this investigative genealogist and she's a woodworker. And then when we start looking into it and she starts explaining stuff under oath, it seems to me that the woodworking job is her main gig, and the genetic genealogy is just her side gig.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Well, Colleen, this is she has got oh God, what's her name? My mind just went blank. The lady that flew the airplane.
Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. She has got Amelia Earhart's DNA in her refrigerator.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how important this woman is.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's how important this woman is. But she's a little old bitty woman. Kind of, she makes me think of if any of y'all watched what was the crime show that Chris and LL Cool J were in? Do you remember the crime show that LL Cool J and
it might have been wasn't it Law and Order? No, LL Cool J was not in Law and Order. He was
not Law and Order. That's Ice-T.
Yeah.
That
is isn't it like New York
CNCIS.
Yeah,
NCIS.
it's New York CSI or it's a CSI. Yes, I remember that. Maybe, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember
anyway.
I remember seeing LL Cool J. Maybe it is Miami. Wasn't he with the redhead lieutenant? I think he is Miami. Maybe it's
no, you're talking about
I'm talking about Miami.
No, that's
yes,
CSI Miami, and I can't think of his name. I can see him in my head, but I can't think of his name.
I'm going to find out. LL Cool J TV show. It is in NCIS Los Angeles. NCIS.
Yes, that's
NCIS.
it. Well, there was a little old bitty woman that worked for NCIS, and she was kind of like the mama of it all. A little bitty woman with glasses and a bob.
Yeah.
She's a well-known actress.
I know the little lady, the one that I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's who Colleen makes me think of.
Yeah,
it's her.
Aw, that's sweet. Well, that lady is cool. I'm surprised she's still kicking. I just saw her in a movie, a recent one.
Really?
Or something like that, and I was like, man, can't believe she's kicking. She's still. She doesn't look like she's aged a bit. She still looks the same as she did when I was a kid.
I know. It's crazy.
The hair's the same. The wrinkles are the same. And she doesn't look like she's aged.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's still the same old lady I knew when I was 2.
Yep. There's been other people like that look like they've never aged.
Yeah.
Well, for years, Kenny Rogers never looked like he aged until he got that Kenny surgery.
And she's still on. What I would do to have Cindy Crawford skin.
Oh, I know.
Don't forget Meaningful Beauty, folks. So, all right. Let me see. I got a new, because the other the other sound box went out on me yesterday, so I got a new sound box here. But I was going to use it today, but I couldn't get my audio to work. So before we leave, I'm going to have to do some tests. So I hope you guys stick around to help me with my testing, because I got to test out the new equipment, and I have to do it on a live in order to do it. So, anyways,
do you want me to stay on the phone, or
no? I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'm going to play with my microphone real quick and see what I can do.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later then.
All right, love bud. Take care.
Okay. All right. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my, did we have somebody, did somebody else? I thought I heard somebody else calling in when Ruby was calling in. I turned off the ringers. The ringers are back on. As somebody, I don't know if anybody, it sounded like somebody else was trying to call in. So I want to give the opportunity to keep the phones open for that other person to call in. If you'd like to call in, now would be a great time for you to call in. Otherwise, I'm going to give it probably about another minute, because I know. Okay, Regina, we'll go ahead and call back. It's open. It be open. We be jamming. There we are. Well, good morning, Bug.
Good morning, Betty.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Let me mute my television really quick.
Sure.
There we go. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing great. I done had me a Monster coffee. I quit doing the one eye ugly this morning, so that's a bonus.
I love those Monster coffees. If I could deal with the calories every single day, I would drink them nonstop all day. They're that good.
Whew, I tell you what, if I drink more than 2 a day though, I go around with the jitters, acting like I'm a one-headed turkey. A one-eyed turkey. I'm just crazy whenever I drink 2
Look
of
at your
them.
screen.
So like I'm.
Look at your screen.
Huh?
Look at your television screen. I go through two of these a day.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. This is what I go through today. Trust me. That Monster, I could drink all day.
Oh. And the flavor of them is just spot on.
I love that caramel, the salted caramel. Oh my God. Mocha job. It doesn't matter. I love them.
Loca mocha,
Yeah.
and the salted caramel. Oh my goodness.
You're making me want to go get one.
But if I'm not drinking a Monster coffee, my coffees, they got to have my International Delight, my French vanilla.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm good.
Believe it or not, I found a great I literally don't need to put sweetener in my coffee. And believe it or not, it's the Winn-Dixie brand, the SG brand of their coffee vanilla. It's a French vanilla coffee. And one day I saw it on sale and I grabbed it just because it was on sale. And I'm a freaking coffee freak. So I'm like, okay, let me just try this. I brought it. It was good. It was some of the best coffee I ever had for $5 a pound.
Talk about coffee freak. I have a K-cup machine.
Uh-huh.
I have a cappuccino machine. I have a coffee maker.
Do you want to adopt a loudmouth sourpuss? I'm available.
Oh, I love you to death, Betty. I'll adopt you any day. You got to adopt me right back, though.
All right, you take care. Love you and God bless.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Oh my gosh! I think she said I have to get her back. It got blurry there. I was laughing so hard, but. Anyways, Regina, you're so sweet. I should probably kept you on the phone a little bit longer, but it's getting to the top of the 2 hours and I need to do mic tests. We're going to do some mic testing. So if you guys can just stick around with me for just a little bit while I do some audio testing, I would greatly appreciate it. It would really be a big help for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get my equipment turned on. And we're going to do some volume checks, make sure that we're hearing what we need to hear, make sure that you're getting the feed that you need to have. Let me make sure I've got this. Maybe the problem is I need to put this in a live. Maybe that's what it is. Let me just put this in a live and see if this helps. All right, we're gonna try a couple different settings, okay? Let me turn this off. I'm turning the phones off now because we're going into thank you guys that called in. I appreciate it. I always love hearing from you guys. And I hope more of you guys start calling in. Once we start having more people call in, I'll reduce some of the call times just ever so slightly so we can get more people. I love hearing from people. I love hearing people's perspectives, even if they don't parrot mine. As a matter of fact, I love it when people's opinions don't parrot mine. It gives us an opportunity to debate on the issues. So let me go ahead and I've got to set all this stuff up behind the scenes first. I had it set up on Bluetooth and then I unset it and then it was giving me problems setting it back up and just a pain in the ass. Let me put this. Let me see. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I like that. Hold on. I know you guys can't hear what I'm doing right now, so you don't need to tell me that you can't hear me. I know you guys can't hear me. I'm just doing behind the scenes internal mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's crackling. Hello. All right. I'm going to try to go ahead and get this in just a second. Okay, let me get this device Bluetoothed. I can. why it's not. There it is. Connect. Give it just a second, guys, and I'm going to turn the mic down. Okay, so it says in the speakers, let me change this, but it's not showing the microphone. See, I'm hearing it through my Bluetooth, but it's saying the speaker is my Bluetooth here, but it's showing that my audio is still there. I wonder why my mic is not working. It's not showing me my mic, so it doesn't sound like, can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear any of that? Yeah, okay. All right, so now that's working, but I don't think, can you guys hear me tapping on this? Let me turn the volume up. Can you guys hear me? No. No. That's the problem. It's not my microphone is not hooking up. Let me try a different. Testing 1, 2, 3. That's my echo. Mute. Can you guys hear? No, I can't hear myself. I don't know. It's definitely not. Can you guys? Let me ask you this. Can you guys hear my voice change? If you guys can hear my voice change and I sound like a little kid, then my microphone's working. Do I sound like a kid to you? I do? What do I sound like now? Somebody's saying I sound normal. No, you sound fine to me. So no child voice. Okay, then my how do I get? I can't get the voice off now. Recording studio. Can you guys hear me now? Same, no. So my voice hasn't changed at all. No. Okay. So that means my mic is not working. So I've got it hooked up one way, but not the other way. Test. Maybe this one? I don't know. No, everything's normal. All right. Well, I'm going to have to try to figure out, you know, what it was just working. I don't think it was just working. I'm going to have to go back and videotape, but I don't think the actual microphone is working because this right here should be like a kid. Like right now, yeah, I can hear a kid voice coming in my ear, but you guys are hearing a normal voice. So I don't know if this is working. It's definitely not working with my mic. At least I don't think, unless I got the wrong one plugged in. I can't tell a sound like a kicker for a second. Okay, yeah, no. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like I'm totally up on my volume on here and I can't figure it out. Let me try this. Let me see something here. I might have to get creative. I'm not sure how I'm going to get creative, but that looks like I might have to get creative here because I think the issue is this right here, and I don't have any other place to plug it. Let me see if this works. Let me just take it out of that real quick. See if this works better. Live. Let me go see here if they can pick up my damn microphone. There it is. It won't let me. There we go. Now I can do it. You guys should
hear a change in my voice now. So I'm going to have some problems here. Here's the issue. Can you guys hear me in a weird voice now? That's what I thought. Okay.
What does primal sound like? I don't know. Check out this. All right. So it does sound like now that we got the issue resolved. Let me go ahead and turn this up. How's my volume? Because my microphone's away. How's my volume so far? Okay. Yep. You got it. All right. So now I see the problem. It's not allowing me to plug into my adapter. I have to plug it directly into the computer. The problem is now that I have to plug it directly into the computer, I'm either going to lose my second screen or I've got to find another way to adapt it. And it's not going to go through an adapter of an adapter of an adapter. It's just a little crazy. But I wonder if I could do... Nope, that doesn't happen. So I'm probably going to have to buy a different type of this right here. So it has more... well, actually, that's the problem, is it's not allowing me to plug the thing into one of these on a MacBook Pro. Because it's always MacBook Pros. Any Windows product, I plug stuff in, I have no problem. MacBook Pros, you got to go through all this hoopla. It's not, yeah, and no, I'm normal now. Yeah, I should be normal. I just wanted to test something. So now that I've got this tested, I want to make sure that we can hear a video, and the videos coming in, and we monitor, because the other issue that I was having is, what was it? The other issue I was having was I noticed that the volume on the replay stuff was good. So my sound's good for me. Okay, that's good, because this right here I think would be too loud. This is like right in the other box. I had to have it almost at max level in order to run the live, because you guys couldn't hear me. And so I'm going to check the monitor now. I'm seeing all of my live mixer graphs going up. So that's a really good sign. It shows that I could probably turn this down just a little bit and you guys can still hear me pretty good. And so now I'm going to bring in a video, and we're going to check the sound on that, make sure that the volume, we've got the volume working properly on that. Let's go ahead and play this. What's up?
When you find, you then
I don't like
down
that. It's not coming through my speakers. Hold on a second. It's not coming through my speakers on my end. I wonder why it's not coming through my headpiece. So. Testing 1, 2, 3. You guys can still hear me, right? I don't know what's going on with this. Can you guys still hear me?
When you put your subject, I take that back. I was contacted by somebody in this field.
It's coming through my.
I don't know if I could say who it was or if it's relevant.
It's coming through my.
Asking if I would be willing to talk to the defense, and I agreed, and
you guys can hear it, but it's not adjust. I can't adjust it.
It was a Zoom call in which I was asked, basically just to explain the
I should be able to have another.
In which I go through from start to finish on.
Is it adjusting the sound? So the video sound is good.
You know, from when law enforcement
but it's coming direct
to when I provide the investigative lead back to law enforcement, what is the process? And that was the extent of my
There's something not
involvement at
right
the
here,
time.
and I don't know what it is because it's barely coming
What I
through.
want to do is I want to briefly run through that. What do you do when law enforcement calls you when you get there? What's your first step?
So
At all.
It's
It really isn't.
It's a complex.
And when I take my earpiece out, I can't even hear it.
It's very complex. Essentially, law enforcement will contact me and say they have a case that they are unable to solve. And
Okay, can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear her now?
Services. I first evaluate what type of case is it, and
Yeah, I know. I'm on the
are there
sound card.
any, what is the DNA that is involved? Do we have to extract the DNA? Have you already extracted the DNA? So there's a lot of preliminary questions.
Okay, there.
Once we establish that and they agree to take, have me.
I don't think that if you guys can hear it, like, hold on, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my sound card completely off, and I want to I need you guys to tell me if you guys can still hear her talking, because you shouldn't be hearing her talking. I'm turning the monitor completely off. So I'm going to do that now. When I say I'm turning it off, I need you guys to let me know that you do not hear sound. If you hear sound, let me know.
At that point,
okay, I'm turning it off now.
Receives the sample, I essentially take over the case until I provide the genetic lead back to, or the investigative
Can you guys hear the
lead
sound?
back to the agency. In the meantime, I will stay in contact with usually the detective and provide.
And it's not being controlled by the sound card. It's being controlled by the monitor.
It's being sequenced now. The data file has been complete. It's gone through.
I think I got this.
I've uploaded it, to GEDmatch. Do you want to upload to FTDNA Family Tree?
So you guys are hearing it, but I can't control it. So why can I?
And so I keep them kind of abreast as to what's going on. But essentially, the case is in.
Can you guys hear it better now? Does it doesn't make any difference? It's not being controlled by my sound card. I'm telling you, it's not being controlled by the sound card.
During those communications with law enforcement, do you take their direction, and if they say stop working, do you stop working?
Absolutely. The case belongs to them. It is not my case. It is not my data. I am providing service for them.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to play around with it. I think what it is I've got to most likely plug this sound card into the main screen because it's not.
But I am at their
it's not picking up the monitor, the second monitor. I've got the second monitor plugged in, but it's not acknowledging it. Let me just try a couple of other different spots on here.
I've had cases that have taken me 14 months to solve.
Why, you mentioned you use
Yeah, see, it's just not.
for Family Tree DNA, but there's an extra fee involved with that. Can you explain that a little more?
So there's only, there's many direct-to-consumer databases.
Can you guys hear? Just let me know if you guys can hear her now.
All of which
you guys hear her at all?
Order from the company.
I'm just trying a couple different things.
Tests, spit in the tube, and send it off back to the company. Ancestry
for some of
and
the
23andMe
I know you guys can hear me. I
allow
can see the
you
stuff
to
bouncing all
download
over my
your data
screen. So,
and upload free to these
can you guys
other
hear her
sites
still
as a
talking?
normal consumer.
Yes.
Law enforcement
Damn it!
cases, however, are
Listen.
only permitted to be uploaded into Family Tree
Listen me off.
and to
Okay, let me
GEDmatch
try.
for a fee. GEDmatch, however, is not a direct-to-consumer testing site. It is only a database where people take their test results from the company in which
Can you
they
guys still hear
tested
her
and upload this
right now?
site to the site to get more matches, essentially, or higher, closer relatives, higher matches.
Does law enforcement access to all of them?
Yep. All right. Well, I guess I got some work ahead of me that I need to most likely do on this case or on this computer and see how we can get it to help.
Pay fee, and you, depending on the case, may be limited on the matches that you are able to see.
Why is that?
Wow, hold on a second.
The
Hold on a
terms of
second. I was on
service have
Bluetooth. Let me see if this
changed,
one works.
several times since the Golden State Killer case came out, and
Did she
which
just go out or no?
investigative genetic genealogy became very
Can you guys still hear her?
It used to.
I might have just fixed the problem, but I don't know. I want to try to check it. And this is in the company.
JetMatch opted everyby out, and you had to
I just changed it to a different setting on the back end, and I just wanted to see if you guys, if it makes
then
any
it
difference.
decided
You still hear her? Okay, hold on.
automatically opt Doe cases.
Let's go to speaker.
So to break that down, if you were to take a DNA test of Ancestry and want to upload to JetMatch, when you input that file, it's going to
Yeah,
ask
it's just not going to do it.
consent to law
We've got the
enforcement.
speaker set up, but it's just not. It's not going
And
through the sound card.
hit no.
All right, let me just turn this off, and then I'll
And
just
I
get back
am
with you. Hold on.
working violent crime non-Doe case. I should not be able to see that you are a match to my unknown DNA contributor.
You said should not.
Should not.
Okay, so let me turn this off. There we go.
It happened anyway.
All right, so we have some issues. I got some bugs. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I went through that. I'm not going to be probably going live with my equipment tomorrow. I need to figure out why I can't control the second monitor. I may have to send this back if I can't get it to do what I need it to do. But it seems like it might just be some kind of weird thing. But I've got the book here, so I'm just going to read through it and see if there's something that I'm missing, and if there is, we'll get it fixed. If I got to order another cord, if I don't have one, then I'll have to order another cord because I don't have one. Either way, I do appreciate you guys working with me. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. God bless each and every one of you, and go make it a great day. Lord have mercy, hiccups. We'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully we'll start getting ourselves back on track. I feel like the further I get away, what's this? Is this I even have one for your cell phone. I don't know what's going on with the sound card. I'm not really a sound card person. I have to, all this technology stuff is not stuff that I'm, accustomed to dealing with at all. To be honest with you, I'm not a techie person. That's why it was so comical. Here's the issue, guys. And I just want to say this before we close out. For a really long time, I've always been, I've always thought that it let people think what they're going to think, let them say what they're going to say, just stay out of the drama. You guys know I've not really, really stuck up for myself over the last 2 years as I was being creamed by everybody. I just figured, integrity, if I just rise above it, or I just stay, true to the call, true to the mission, trying to help people. If I just stayed true to that and true to myself, things, everybody will see it for themselves. Well, the problem is because I wouldn't address things, people were able to say such horrible things about me. And I'm just one of those people that if you truly are that stupid to believe it, then you're just that stupid. Well, this kind of has taken on a life of its own, with social media and stuff like that. And I'm starting to address those things. I'm starting to realize that, me sitting silently by and letting people just trash me day in and day out is not working. And I've tried to rise above it. I've tried not to be into the drama. I don't like the drama. I like just talking about these cases. I could really care less about anybody else on YouTube. Apparently, I'm a popular gal and everybody has to talk about me. And it's funny because they've got nothing nice to say. Look, you know what they say? If she just did this, 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 maybe people would, well, I did all that. And you guys are still dogging me, right? I never even brought Layla's mother out for an interview, right? I never, right? Because it's exploitation. Whether the mother wanted the interview or not, it doesn't matter to them, right? It only matters about their theory. I never did that. I never asked or raised any money for the case. Never asked my audience, never raised a single dime for the case, spent money on flyers out of my own pocket, spent money to get out of there on my own pocket. to help a family just out of the kindness of my heart because I felt bad for her that her case wasn't getting attention. So I did everything the way they say I'm supposed to do it, right? They being the hate channels, you know, not doing this, not doing that. Has it stopped any of the nonsense? No. You know why I did that? To prove a point. That no matter what I do, they're going to find a way to criticize it because why? They just want to steal the content. That's all they want. They want to steal the content. They want to bring people in on my name. They want to try to trash me because I'm doing amazing work and they are not. You know, do you think that they have to reach out to these families and put me down and badger these families about how horrible I am to get an interview? Meanwhile, families and friends of families reach out to me to cover cases. There's a big difference. I don't have to reach out to people for interviews. If I want to, I will, but I don't have to. I never sought out Layla Santinello's case. Layla Santinello's case sought out me. And we rose to the calling. And we put real resources into that case. So again, why is everybody so angry with me and what I do? And then they turn around when that's not good enough. Now they're actually peddling false, just absolute lies about the truth. I've got a proclaimed PI that's found, you know, thousands of children, right? I'm emphasizing and being sarcastic. Thousands of kids. He's found thousands of kids. But he's so busy. He has so much time on his hands to come and badger me for helping Layla's mom. A private investigator. Dude, you just put yourself right into the category of Jim Terry. That's exactly what you just did, dude. Because you just lost, and I will never forget this. And trust me, it will be coming around. And then he has the audacity to tell me. Now, mind you, we know the Kylie Rodney family told him to get out, right? So then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm still helping the Rodney family behind the scene. I'm like, you just lied about me. You're still lying about me. Like, okay, buddy, I believe you because you're this beacon of truth, right? You're a flippin' idiot. You're a flippin' idiot. And you can have that. If you have this much time for social media and these petty fights, I can tell you're not being hired by people. Because the investigators, the legit private investigators that I know, they don't have time to be out here on social media badgering people. They're trying to get cases out. So it's an integrity and a professionalism issue for me when you got private investigators attacking content creators. I thought you were supposed to be looking for people. I'm right here. You don't need to find me, buddy. So why don't you move on and do your fucking job, okay? That's what you could do. But I'm done. And I'm going to stick up for myself, and people can sit there like this person's like, oh, we hate for what? What did I get wrong? And I'm sitting here asking somebody, like, what did I get wrong? They're like, oh, you get everything wrong. No, we actually have a pretty good batting average over here on this channel. So what did I get wrong? You know what? People are acting like the content over here because I misspeak and say something like Massachusetts on when I'm talking and don't, realize it, which many of us have done that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've probably said you were talking about tea and said pencil, right? We all done that. So I don't say anything right because even though my title said Maryland, even though the content, all of the information said Maryland, even in the beginning of the video it said Maryland, at the end of the video it said Maryland, but because I said Massachusetts somewhere in that video, these people act like everything I said in that video is wrong. It doesn't really matter significantly whether it was Maryland or Massachusetts. At that time, we didn't even have a person of interest in the case. So we're not looking, it was an insignificant detail. I'm sorry, if you're going to be worried about insignificant details, I can tell you all the facts of the case, the major stuff is correct on here. And not only that, but people say, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's talking about. We also heard that in Gabby Petito's case, right? Didn't know what I was talking about, didn't know what I was doing. But now we're seeing that we knew exactly what we were talking about and exactly what we were doing because 2 years later, now that they're finally taking this stuff to court, the stuff we were doing back in Gabby Petito case that everybody hated us for, We're being vindicated on right now. Summer Wells is going to be the same thing. Once we get to the end, and the people that are arrested, that are going to be arrested, we will be vindicated in the end of that. What are they going to say then? What are they going to, oh, I forgot. They're going to deflect and try to point at another case so they can say, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about on this case. But by that time, now we have a good batting average. We got it right in Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner. Oh, they forgot about that, didn't they? We got it right in Colin Knapp. Though they forgot about that, didn't they? So we've had all these cases that we have done. And at the end of the cases, we were right. Do you guys remember us in Colin Knapp? We were literally standing in the field behind his house. I still got the missing person flyer right down here. I never forget my cases. Look at that. Bam. Kathleen Moore right there. They couldn't find her for days. We went back there. We couldn't get to her. She was past a swamp, and I was in tennis shoes and a pair of shorts. We were on our live. We pointed our Twitter lives. We were on Twitter and said, she's right over here. 2 days later, she was found right where we said she was at. Right where we said she was at. You ain't getting that from SFBS. You ain't getting that from H&H. You're not getting that from BT, are you? You're getting a whole bunch of bull crap from them. Here you get reality. And we don't care. If you're offended and you have emotional issues, this is not the channel for you. I will probably offend you and make you cry. Because I have a low tolerance for stupidity. And most of my audience members have a low tolerance for stupidity as well. And that's why we have such a great family over here. And we don't get into the drama. We don't have any need to get into the drama. And what I love the most is these people can be badgering me for a solid year at the request of one individual. And they can be badgering me. And as soon as I say something else, they're like, oh, you must be triggered. You must be triggered. No, honey, I'm not triggered. Your people are triggered. You know how I know they're triggered? Because they literally can't shake me off of them. I'm that powerful in their lives that no matter how hard they try, they can't shake me off of them. They are literally obsessed with trying to destroy me because of one individual that elicited help and still doing so behind the scenes as we speak. Take care, guys. God bless.